Okay, so for this question, my suggestion is that you work on this question on your own. Pause the video, attempt the questions, then compare your solutions to mine. All right, considering that you have done that, let's examine this bill that was received by Lenny from D. Jackson's grocery store. Three types of items being purchased are tin tuna, orange juice, and sugar. All right, what's the quantity of tin tunas that were purchased? Well, to find the quantity, we will need to do what? We need to divide total cost by unit price. Okay, total cost by unit price. And let me just put the formula for all of these. To find the unit price, you're going to divide the total cost as well by quantity. To find the total cost, you're going to multiply quantity by unit price. So unit price will be total cost divided by quantity. Quantity will be total cost divided by unit price. And total cost will be quantity times unit price. Now, so A is the quantity we're trying to find. So what's the total cost? $41.25 divided by unit price, which is $3.75. So let's divide those. So let's divide those. It's going to be $41.25 divided by $3.75, and that should give us 11. So 11 should be here where A is. So we can put, actually good to just put it here as well. All right, so $41 divided by $3.75, this should be a 5, was equal to 11. To find the unit price, the cost per bottle of orange juice, we're going to divide the total cost, which is $54, divided by the quantity, which is 12 bottles. All right, and then that will give us the cost per bottle. All right, so let's do that quickly. It's going to be 54 divided by 12 and be $4.50 per bottle. Okay, now let's look at the next one in terms of C. C is the total cost after purchasing 8 kilograms of sugar at $4.85 per kilogram. So we're going to find that total, we're going to multiply. So it's going to be 8 kilograms multiplied by $4.85 per kilogram of sugar. Kilograms will cancel out kilogram, leaving us with just the dollar sign there. So it's going to be, let's see, 8 multiplied by 4.85. That's 38.8. So that's $38. Now we have a 0.8. We have to put a 0 at the end because we don't want to have it to 2 decimal places. So it's be 80 cents. All right, so right here should be $38.80. Therefore, the subtotal will be adding these three figures here. This plus this figure. All right, so let's add those up now. Okay, so it's going to be 41.25 plus 54 plus $38.80. Put that in our calculator. Since we already have the $38.80, we can just add the previous $54 plus 41.25, and that's going to be $134.05. Did you get all of those correct? Then congrats. What about E now? So D is really what? So C, we got a D here. The subtotal is $134.05. Now the value added tax is 10%. So we need to find 10%. Right, 10% of 134.05. 0.05. Now when you're finding 10%, it's really going to be you're dividing by 10. So you can move the point one place to the left. So that's going to be $13. You have 405 here. Of course, you're going to chop this guy off because you want 2 decimal places in currency, right? In money. So when you chop the 5 off, it's going to be $13, not 40 cents, because since this is 5 or more, you're going to add 1 to the 0. So it's going to be, let's put it in here, 10% of 134.05 is equal to $13.41. Okay, so you want to make sure you add a 1 to this 0. Okay, so you're familiar with that already. And the total now, the total will be the subtotal, of course. That will be the actual cost of the items plus the value added tax you're paying. Those are the two things you're paying for. All the items combined, which is 134.05, and the value added tax, the tax that you have to pay the government for these items, $13.41. All right, so when you put those together, the subtotal plus the value added tax, then you're paying a total of what? So we already have the subtotal already, 134.05. Let's add the 13.41. That's going to be 147 and 46 cents. Okay, here's the next question. How much change should Lenny receive after giving the cashier $200? So this amount you're paying in total, $147.46. You're giving the cashier $200. So it's going to be $200. And from its $200, they're taking away what? $147.46. Okay, so you're going to take from that, probably 200, 147.46, and you get $52.54. Right, just punch it in calculate. 200 minus that, and this is what you should get. Okay, awesome. So now let's see if we have any more. Yes, we have a part B. So here, this is a currency question, and this is telling us that you have Erica traveling to the US from the Caribbean. She has $9,155 in her savings. So I would suggest you pause the video, read this question as well, try it, and come back. Okay, you have done that, great. She decides to use some money to purchase an iPhone. The cost of the phone is $3,215. How much money is in her savings after the purchase? So obviously she has $9,155, and she's taking out $3,215. So you have to subtract those values, right? So let's just clear the screen and see what we have there. One moment. Okay, so that's going to be 9,155 minus 3,215. I mean, it'd be nice if I just work it out at the side end. Okay, but what's time for that? 59.40. All right, next, we're told here that well, we're asked how much money did the phone cost in US dollars, given that 1 US is Eastern Caribbean 2070 cents. Notice what they're asking you. How much money did the phone cost in US dollars? Okay, well, we were given the cost of the phone in what? EC dollars, which is this amount. The cost of the phone is $3,215. That's an expensive phone. Okay, so now when we're Notice that the US is smaller than the EC. Well, I shouldn't say US is smaller, but it takes $1 right, to produce $2.70 in Eastern Caribbean dollars. So it means that the US dollar is stronger because a small amount of US produce quite a large amount of EC dollars. When I say large amount, I mean more than one EC dollars. All right. In other words, they don't have the same value. If they had the same value, then one US would be equal to one EC. Because US is stronger, it produces more than one EC. It produces double plus 70 cents extra. So once you're converting, the US amount should be smaller than the EC amount in terms of equivalence, right? So we have EC $3,215. That means the US amount should be less than this in equivalence. So in order for us to get that, we have to divide by the exchange rate. Not the 1, but the 270, okay? Okay, so let's try that. So we're going to have 3215 divided by 2.70 equals, let's calculate the screen, 3215 divided by 2.7, and we get so we're gonna take the first part, the whole number portion, $1,190, and then afterwards we're gonna take the first two decimal places. Do we need to round? No, because the third decimal place is 0, less than 5, so we keep the 4 as 4. So 1190.74. Okay, so that's the amount in US dollars. Okay, so now she wants to know the remaining amount in her savings in US dollars. Well, do we know the amount of money that is in our savings? Yeah. Question 1 here, part 1 here says, how much money is in our savings after the purchase? So, assuming that she didn't buy anything else, because we weren't told that, the amount in our saving, this is an EC, obviously. Right, so it's be EC $5,940. That's the amount she has in her account. And so we're going to now divide that. You can divide that by the 270, because we're going to convert it to US, right? Divided by 270 EC per US, and that will give us let's see, 59.40 divided by 270, $2,200. So that'd be US. So that'd be EC per US, right? So that will give us US $2,200. All right. Okay, so we have $2,200 there. Now, Erica got 900 Canadian dollars as a gift from her aunt. Convert the money she received in EC dollars using the exchange rate into, probably confused there a bit, that should be US dollars. So Erica got US $900 as a gift from her aunt. Convert the money she received in Eastern Caribbean dollars using the exchange rate into, right? Which is the same as in 3 as well, right? US $1 equals $2.70. Okay, so to convert that, we're going to take the $900 and we are going to divide or multiply by $2.70. Well, if this is the US amount, right, we want to multiply, because remember, when we have US $1, its equivalent amount in EC dollars is $2.70. US should always be smaller than the equivalence of the EC, which is 270. So the US should be smaller, so we have to multiply it by 270 to get more in EC. I remember this is going to be, this is EC per US, right? So that will give us EC. So the US will cancel out US, leaving us with EC. So that'll be EC. Let's check that. 270, 2.7. Or should I put 900 first? Doesn't matter since we're multiplying. So 900 times $2.70 is $24.30. So that'd be $24. That should be $2,430. Right, $2,430. Okay. Now, Erica, so this is the amount she received from her aunt in EC. Erica plans to visit Jamaica next. Convert her remaining savings in Jamaican dollars. Convert her remaining savings in Jamaican dollars. Okay. So, let's see. She had, what amount she had before? Well, it depends. Well, notice that it's giving us here US, from US to Jamaican dollars, right? So we can take our savings in US and convert it to Jamaican dollars. That's a smart way, the smart approach, right? So let's see. Okay, so the US amount that she has in her savings prior to the gift from her aunt was, let's add them up. She had US convert the remaining savings in US dollars. So that'd be $2,200. And then in addition to that, she received 900 US dollars. And so that's gonna be US 3,100. All right, that'd be 3,100 US dollars. Now to convert that into Jamaican dollars, we have to look at the exchange rate. It takes $1 US to give us Jamaican $150. So for every dollar in US, you get 150 Jamaican dollars. So if you have 3,100 US dollars, right? Then you're gonna be 3,100 times. You're gonna have 3,100, $150, right? So how many $150 Jamaican dollars will you have? 3,100 of them. So basically you're multiplying. So we're going from a strong currency to a very weak currency, apparently. So we're going to take the that US amount of 3,100. We're going to multiply it by the Jamaican $150. All right, but let me just put that here. All right, $150. So that's Jamaican dollars per US dollars, right? So what's going to happen here? The US cancel out the US, leaving us with Jamaican. What amount? It's going to be 150 times 3,100. Let's give us 465,000. All right, Jamaican dollars. That's a lot of money, right? Well, it depends on what you're going to purchase, really. So, yeah, that's it. Do I have any more questions there? Hopefully that was clear.